Hey everyone, welcome to the Zone of Tech. I'm Daniel, and this is the LG G4. This is the smartphone with the best camera at the moment, the smartphone with some really awesome specs, and also the smartphone which has gotten the least amount of attention. So this is actually my first video covering the G4, the full in-depth reviews in the works, but until then, here is my unboxing as well as my first impressions on LG's new flagship for 2015, the LG G4. Enjoy. Okay, so taking a look at the box, I first want to mention that this might not be the box that you'll see in stores. Mine's a review sample, so the final box might look a bit different than this one. Now on the front we have an LG G4 logo, same thing for the left and right sides, and then on the back we get nothing. So I believe this is where you'll get to see all of those specs on the retail box. So let's lift up the lid, and here it is, the LG G4. And wow, it definitely looks a lot better than I initially expected. So let's put this to the side for just 1 second and see what else we get inside the box. So we get a micro USB to USB cable as well as the charger. And again, I'm guessing that you'll get more stuff such as a manual and maybe some other things as well in the final version. Okay, so now for the box, let's take a closer look at the LG G4. So let's remove all the plastic foil surrounding it, the screen protector, and wow, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good in the hand. So I've been using this for more than 2 weeks now, and these are my first impressions so far. Starting off with the design, my favorite part about it are definitely the bezels. So the G4 has a screen to body ratio of 75%, and when you compare this to some other phones such as the HTC One M9, well, you can see that the G4 is almost the size of the M9, but has a much larger 5.5 inches display compared to just 5 inches that you get with the M9. So if you're looking for a really large screen and a really small form factor, well, the G4 is definitely the one to get. Now, if you take a look at the back of the phone, we get this really nice diamond-shaped texture. So my model comes with a metallic gray back, but if you want, you can pick a leather back. LG actually has 6 different back covers for the G4. So if you're looking for customizing your phone on the outside, well, you have another reason for picking up the G4. Now, I've said that it feels great in the hand, and it does, but this is not metal. It's called metallic gray, but in fact, it's just plastic. The downside to this is that it feels definitely less premium than something like the HTC One M9 or the Galaxy S6 or the iPhone 6. However, there is a huge advantage to this. The back cover is actually removable, which means that you can not only replace the battery, but also add a micro SD card for further expansion. And this is something you don't see in smartphones anymore. In fact, the G4 is the only flagship that offers both a removable battery and micro SD card expansion. So again, if this is something you're interested in, the G4 is the one to get. Also on the back we have the speaker grill, that really impressive camera which I will get to in a second, and the volume buttons along with the power button, which same as with the G2 or the G3 are located on the back and do take some time getting used to. Moving on to the display, the G3 was the first smartphone to feature a Quad HD display, and same as the G3, the G4 also features a Quad HD display. So everything is incredibly sharp, the contrast is great, the brightness on this thing is insane. This is actually the brightest smartphone you can get at the moment, and all of this without making the colors look oversaturated. So everything looks as natural as you can get, and overall I'm extremely impressed by this display. And what better way to take advantage of this really sharp screen other than viewing your photos taken with that really awesome camera. So in terms of the camera, this is hands down the best smartphone camera there is. On paper it looks amazing, f1.8 aperture, 40% larger sensor, 16 megapixel resolution, optical image stabilization, and much more. But in reality the photos are simply stunning. This camera has been incredibly consistent. None of my shots were under or overexposed like on the M9 for example. Everything looks incredibly sharp and detailed. And since you get that f1.8 aperture, which at the moment is the brightest lens on any smartphone, combined with that 3-axis optical image stabilization, the nighttime shots look even more insane. There is honestly nothing to complain about this camera. 4K video recording, manual mode, an 8 megapixel front facing camera, everything you would wish for in a top of the line smartphone is here. Other than that, the performance has been great overall, and that's thanks to this 6-core Snapdragon 808 CPU, along with 3GB of RAM, although sometimes it did stutter. It wasn't anything bad, but when opening the gallery or the app tray or when simply navigating the phone, there was this slight hiccup. Something you don't get with the Galaxy S6, the HTC One M9 or the iPhone 6. However, I don't think this is because of the Snapdragon 808, it's most likely caused by LG's own UI overlay. Now, this will most probably be fixed in a future software update, so in the end it's nothing major to worry about. Other than that, the battery life has been really great. I usually got between 1 to 2 days of battery life, and in the end, the LG G4 is a really solid phone. It has the best camera on any smartphone, it has an amazing display, great overall performance, a removable battery, and along with that microSD card expansion, the G4 is the true Android experience, so to say. You can customize and change it to your own liking, both software and hardware-wise. So this has been my quick first impressions with the LG G4. The full review is coming in a few weeks, so definitely be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing that video. I still have some exams left, the reason why you haven't seen that many videos from me lately. I'll be finishing those in about a week's time, and then, well, then I'll be a university graduate. Yeah, how awesome is that? So lots of late videos are coming in June. Videos on the new MacBook, the Apple Watch review, the HTC One M9 review, and much more. And that's a pretty good reason to subscribe if you haven't already done so, as well as turn on email notifications so that you're notified when a new video comes out. So yeah, there you go, this has been it. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you in my next video. Zen of Tech, signing out. Cheers.